The snow continuing to fall as we welcome you to MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Today, a good one FC. It's the Washington Commanders and the New York Giants. We welcome you, Mike Tirico, along with Greg Olson. Younghoe Koo going to get this one going. Off we go in the snow from MetLife Stadium. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Washington offense going to make their way to the field for the first time. They're led out by the former number 2 overall pick. That was back in 2015, Mariota.
It's just so nice to have a veteran like this on your roster that you know might not get a ton of reps in practice, might not get a ton of reps in the preseason, but when you need to turn to him, he's there and he's ready. They've been a starter in this league. They've had success. He knows how to manage a huddle. He knows how to read defenses. He does all the intangibles that you need to turn to when your team needs a settling force at quarterback. To have one of these guys, man, what a weapon.
He's tackled at the 32-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 5. Right back to Krosky-Merritt. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. First down, Washington.
And the Washington first
The goal of it is to find a way to establish a balance between the run and the pass. With some success here early on the ground, will open up things as the game unfolds for the quarterback in this passing game.
A zone read here, and he's going to keep this himself. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
I'm not sure if there's anything more enjoyable for a football player than playing a game in the snow. And something for us to keep in mind throughout the rest of the day is typically the advantage is in the favor of the offense. You know where you're going. You know where the cuts are going to come. The defense has to react to you. Can they find a way to take advantage?
He gets it to Samuel, left side. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. That's to the rookie out of Virginia Tech, Jalen Lane. 15-yard pickup there. Good for a Commanders first down.
Washington first down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
And this is where the speed of your inside receivers are so critical. He lines up in the right slot. But Mike, look how far he covers to where he ended up receiving that ball. You can't have all day. Those defensive linemen, they are coming after your quarterback. So he's
going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him. Roy Robertson Harris. He gets into drop in. It's a loss of 8.
The offense goes from feeling really good about the previous play with a real nice pickup to then on the ensuing play ending up going the complete opposite direction. Really nice job here by the defense immediately getting back on track. And what do the coaches say? Just play the next play, and that's exactly what they did.
On the zone read, Krosky-Merritt. And some good blocking. Springing it. A gain of 9 as we get to 3rd down.
This is one of those plays where you got to give them some love after. Let them know it was an outstanding run and all that. Because even though it was a good effort, it's hard not to feel disappointed, Mike, that they somehow weren't able to move the chains.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. Oh, got him again the 2nd time. with a sack on this opening drive.
His defensive line clearly has a beat on this offense. They've got to find a way to settle their pass protections. If they want to be able to get their quarterback in any sort of established rhythm and timing going forward, they're going to have to do a lot better job protecting them. Early in this game, that's already 2 sacks allowed.
On 4th down, the Commanders going to send out their veteran Tress Way to punt. Gunnar Olszewski is deep for the Giants. And this is going to pin them back. It's out of bounds inside the 10. The Giants offense making their way out for the first time. They're led out by the first-round pick in 2025 out of Ole Miss. It's Jackson Dart.
The coaches spend all week, Mike, drafting up their opening script. These are the plays that they feel the best with to not only attack the defense early, but try to get an idea of what sort of matchups they're going to see throughout the course of the game. Now, all of that is thrown out the window, not snapping it this close to your own goal line. They've got to try to get themselves some breathing room, pick up a first down or two. That will allow them to get back on track, executing the rest of that opening script.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. On the ground, it's right back to Tracy. And he's going to have this one up near the 28. A gain there of 11. First down, Giants.
And the Giants, first down.
Well, there's not a whole lot of fancy going on here, Mike. This is just kind of old school, line up and run smash mouth football. It's exactly what they did, but it still ends up in a big gain, and he picks up the first down.
They'll get creative here on the jet sweep. They'll mark them down up at the 44-yard line.
16 more yards.
That's a gain of 16. This offense is humming. A first down.
So the challenge of these jet sweeps, Mike, is they happen so fast. Nowadays in these offenses, there's so much pre-snap motion that you don't know if the receiver's just going in regular motion or are they timing it up with the snap to give them the jet sweep. So when you don't get an early read, you see the leverage and the contain of the defense break down, and when these receivers and the way they can run, they get out into space, they are a handful to track down.
At the 46-yard line.
From the 46, here's 2nd down and 9. Out of the gun, here comes Dart. That one just too far out in front, and it's incomplete. Wan'Dale Robinson, the one he was looking for that time. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
They tried to go with the quick game here in hopes they could do something with it after the catch, but I don't think everyone was necessarily on the same page, and this ends up being a wasted down.
Out of the shotgun, it's Dart. And this is caught on the sideline. Going to have the first down. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe not. They say the feet were out of bounds. Wow. Big, tight call there. For the moment, it'll be 4th down.
I think that's one he's going to look at on film tomorrow and want back. I mean, there wasn't enough space there to get the first down. I know the ball takes him a little bit out of bounds, but he's got to get your first foot down, drag the second. That's how they teach it. Just can't quite get it done.
The Commanders offense going to take over now for the 2nd time. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. On the bootleg, he'll look to throw. That's swung out to Koski Merritt, and he's not going to get too far. Tackled after a gain of just a yard.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 32-yard line.
It is 2nd and 9. And in motion is Brown. Nothing doing there. He'll go down behind the line.
This is a play we've seen this offense have success with in the past, but here you have to wonder if they maybe tipped their hand a bit because that one went nowhere.
It is 3rd and long. He'll drop to throw. That'll be taken in by Krosky Merritt. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down.
So barring an aggressive decision here on 4th down, it looks like this is going to be a 3 and out. So this offense has to get to the sideline and regroup, figure out what went wrong, fix it, because they've got to be able to maintain possession the next time out.
On the return, Olszewski. And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. The Giants offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. They had to punt on their opening drive. No damage done as of yet. Still scoreless here, and they'll pick it up 1st and 10. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. On the ground, here's Tracy. And he's going to be bottled up quickly after a gain of about 1. Frankie Luvu there to make the play defensively.
On the pickup, it's 2nd and 8 at the 26-yard line.
So, from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd and 8. They'll run again. It's Tracy again. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
Jones on the tackle. A 1-yard pickup brings up 3rd and 8.
They're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. Operating from the gun, it's Dart. And that one's incomplete. They really ratcheted up the coverage there. And they force 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
And that's exactly what every defense is trying to do in the passing game. They want to muddy up these windows, Mike, make every throw as contested as possible. No separation, contact right at the catch point, and does a great job forcing the incomplete pass.
And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. Here comes the Washington offense now. They get set to take over. And so far, not much has gone right. They've had it twice, punted twice. Looking to sustain something here on drive number 3. Right away, they'll set up to throw. That's to Krosky Merritt. And he's not going to be able to get away. Good defense on the perimeter. It'll be a loss of yardage.
Made back at the 39-yard line.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. He'll look to throw. On target. Got it to McClure. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down.
That's a gain of 9. Makes it 3rd and 5.
Now they'll set up to throw. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. 14 on the pickup. 1st down, Washington.
That's good for a Commanders 1st down. 1st and 10.
Not every pass has to be thrown downfield. You can rely on the run after catch, especially a big body like this tight end. Get the ball in his hands early and let him pick up the rest after the catch.
They'll motion over Samuel. They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. He'll move the pile forward. Let's give him a couple. Javon Holland up to make the tackle.
36-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. brings up 2nd and 7.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 7. Motion man is the tight end going right. Krosky Merritt to run again. And he'll lean forward, getting this to about the 35. That's Bobby Okereke there for the stop.
A 1-yard gain brings up 3rd and 6.
They need to get to the 29 here, facing 3rd down. They'll look to throw. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. That's the 2nd time they connect on this drive. This one good for 13 yards.
Commanders first down. A gain of 13 yards.
So that'll do it for a fast-moving first quarter of play. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. We're back to upstate New York in just a moment. Commanders with the football to begin the second quarter. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. As we are ready to get back underway. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a first down. A pickup of 9.
I like the change of pace. The idea that you want to keep the ball on the ground, but you don't want to do it in the traditional sense of just turning around and handing it off to your running back. So this time, they give it to the wide receiver, they get him in space, get the ball in his hands, and he turns it into a solid game.
On 2nd down, here's Krosky Merritt. And I don't think he got that wrapped up at the line of scrimmage, and now you're looking at 3rd down.
Great job here, defense. Make them snap the ball again. 2nd and 1, they're not conceding anything. Make it 3rd and 1 and see if your defense can come up again with a stop for no gain.
They have converted twice on 3rd down on this drive, and they need a yard here with 3rd and 1. And he's going to have the first down just past the marker. It is 1st and goal.
Nice run right there. You get down here into the red zone area, Mike, and yards are hard to come by. He's able to stick his head in there and sets him up for 1st and goal.
They keep finding ways to keep this drive alive, and they're set up now for 1st and goal. No handoff. He'll keep it himself. And he'll be met in the backfield and dropped behind the line of scrimmage.
A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot. And now, I think it really limits. What do you feel comfortable dialing up here on 2nd and goal?
From back at the 13-yard line, it is 2nd and goal. Now this time, they'll look to throw. That one intercepted. Picked off by Tyler Newman. And the Giants are going to take possession.
Every defensive coordinator, Mike, in the NFL preaches one thing about red zone defense. Keep them out of the end zone. Make them settle for 3. Well, what do? With that interception, they take it to another level, and they get off the field without allowing a single point.
Here's the Giants offense now. They get set to take over once more. We'll see how they want to attack things here, backed up deep in their own end. It's 1st and 10. There. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. After that play, we have one of the Commanders who is down. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment.
Waste of time.
Why does this have to happen? No, never mind. This is the worst.
They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. They run on the jet sweep.
When they called that sweep, Mike, obviously they're thinking, let's pick up the first down. They didn't quite get to the chains, but I think they're going to be pretty happy with that game.
Third and 5. Now Dart. Into the hands of his receiver, Hyatt. A pickup of 15 in the air. That's good for a Giants first down.
First down.
You just can't ask for better protection than that, especially on third down. Clean pocket, tons of time for the quarterback to work through his progression, and at this level, if you give quarterbacks that amount of time, chances are they're going to find somebody downfield.
And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a first down. A pickup of
Martin. A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the 37-yard line.
So, from the 37, here's 2nd and a yard. Now it's Tracy looking to run, and he'll work forward for a yard, but that's all he needed. This is going to be a first down.
It's a gain of 2.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. 2nd and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
So, from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. On the handoff, here comes Tracy. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line. A pickup there of 13. First down, Giants.
That's another Giants first down.
And this is what happens when your offensive line and your back are in sync and on the same page. Great job by the O-line distorting the defense at the point of attack, and then the running back understanding where that hole is, hitting it full speed, brings up a fresh set of downs.
Taken down by Bobby Wagner. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the Commanders' 42-yard line.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 4. Slayton is the man in motion. They fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle. And they'll take this down inside the 35. A gain of 11 on that one. That's good for a Giants first down.
First down.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
The run here with Devin Singletary. He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard.
Behind the line of scrimmage.
This is what every defense in the league is shooting for, Mike. Negative plays. That's how you kill drives. Force teams to play from behind the sticks. Great job here, taking them down for a loss.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Throwing is Dart. Now a screen set up for Tracy. And a nice game there. He's out of bounds, and that will bring up 3rd down.
That's a gain of 8. Makes it 3rd and 3.
On the give, it's Tracy. He works free inside. And they're in business now. He is out of bounds inside the 10. That is a gain of 15, and now it's 1st and goal.
First down.
I think if that rush would have failed, Mike, I think they would have had an interesting decision to make come 4th down, but that's all out the window now. Nice pickup, sets up 1st and goal.
Slayton is the man in motion. They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. This time they're ready for it. Room to run the last snap, not this one. They stop him for no gain.
To 2nd and goal.
Well, this play, Mike, was clearly about the job of this defensive line. Great job holding their ground, forcing these blockers to be stood up. Nowhere to go for this running back, and they hold him to no gain.
They'll go play action here with Dart. Out wide, that's Singletary. And they'll get about 4 out of this one. Run after the catch. Hard to come by down here. Here comes 3rd and goal. He'll try to throw it, and here's Dart. And that is incomplete.
Now, this is something that we typically see out of maybe a more veteran quarterback, not necessarily a rookie, but just having a really nice sense of game management, throw the ball away, and live for the next down.
Out is Younghoe Koo to try the field goal. This, about as short as you can get. Koo's kick is good. And the Giants will take a 3-0 lead.
I think apart from the wind, when you talk about kicking in the elements, Mike, I think the snow has to be the kicker's worst nightmare. It's just so hard to have the confidence that when you stick that plant foot, it's not going to give way. So give credit. That was really well done.
So after the field goal to open up the scoring, the kicker's back out for this kickoff. Deebo Samuel going to get a chance to return it. A very good field position to start as the return is past the 40. The Commanders' offense getting those helmets back ready to head out for their next possession. They'll have very good starting field position as they set up past the 40. To begin the drive, and it's Krosky Merritt. This field's pretty slick now. That pickup only about 3 yards.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd down and 7. They'll motion over Samuel. Little quick pass to the receiver heading left.
Deebo Samuel, the ball carrier. Javon Holland on the tackle. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2. Here we go. They'll try and pick this up by running option to the right. The defense not biting. They stay at home, and they tackle him for no gain.
On the play. It's 4th down.
No move for the punt team. The offense staying out there for 4th down. They'll go, and Krosky Merritt has it, and he's not going to get there. The defense was ready for it, and they stuff him on 4th down.
You know, Mike, you could almost just look down in the huddle, and the players are looking at the sideline like, Coach, isn't the punt team going to come out? And the coach was having none of it. He says, no, you're staying on the field. We're being aggressive all day long, and we're going to go pick up this 1st down.
The Giants offense and their running back set to go once more. They'll start with great field position right at midfield with a 1st down. A carry here for Tracy. And he'll try to drive forward. Not a bad gain in these conditions. Will give him about 5 yards.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Dart going to keep this on his own read. Probably should have given that one up. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. After that play, it stopped an injured Giant on the field. The training staff going to look, and will step out for a moment.
What are you doing? You gotta step it up. Never mind. What are you doing?
Come on!
It's 3rd and 4.
Keep it rolling.
He'll try to get this one on the ground. And he's into the end zone. Tyrone Tracy. Touchdown, Giants. Big play out of the running game as the back accelerates all the way to the house for the rushing touchdown.
And Mike, when we talk about burst, that's what we're talking about. And they told us all week, be ready for this guy. He's got something special to him, and that long touchdown there is exactly what they're talking about.
Younghoe Koo now for the extra point. These kicks not a given in the snow, but this one is good. And the Giants are out to a 10-0 lead. So out is Koo. He'll kick this one away after the touchdown. Samuel going to see what he can do. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The Commanders' offense ready to see what they can do. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. He keeps it himself.
These plays just kill you on defense. The pressure is good, but you have to contain him. Quarterback does a nice job of escaping the pocket, turns into a runner, scrambles for positive yardage.
A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Out of the gun, he'll throw. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield. The Commanders will signal for the first of their timeouts. And they'll have a chance to talk things over after picking up that first down. They'll motion over Samuel. They'll run with Krosky Merritt. And he'll get ahead for a couple as the flurries continue to fall.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and
8. Second down, 8 yards to go. Back to throw. A pass complete to Noah Brown. And he's got about 5 on this one before he's out of bounds. And they're set up a little bit better for 3rd down.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
They'll try to pick it up with Krosky Merritt. A pickup of 12 yards. Good for a Commanders' first down.
There's a big conversation going on right now around the NFL about what is the true value of having a run game. And I've always thought it comes down to being good at 3 situations. Can you run the ball in the 4th quarter with a lead, how well can you run the ball on the goal line, and then in this case, how well can you run the ball in short yardage situations.
This time the sledding becomes a little more difficult. They're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 32-yard line.
Second and 11. Throw left side, but that's going to be incomplete. Terry McLaurin, the intended target on that one. And it'll be 3rd down.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least, it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him.
I think the most frustrating element to all of this is when you look downfield, there's guys open. There's plays to be made downfield in the passing game, but quite frankly, the pass protection has just been so bad that they haven't been able to take advantage of any of it.
Jake Moody on for the field goal.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So Jake Moody now out for the field goal. This is going to be a 51-yard attempt. Through the falling snow, the kick is good. Halftime coming up, and we'll take you down to Scott Hansen for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone. Scott Hansen in Orlando, where it almost never snows. These two teams dealing with a light dusting, and that's expected to go on into the second half. Who handles it better? Let's go back out to the stadium and check in with our commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thank you. Snow continuing to fall as we get set for the second half. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. On the return, it's Gunnar Olszewski. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Giants offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. Right away, they'll try a jet sweep. They'll take this forward for about 5.
So, of course, these plays are designed, Mike, to get big gains, but even though that's not the case here, what these plays do is they keep the defense off balance. They match up with their regular traditional run game. They match up with all their pre-snap motions and shifts. So it just adds a little eye candy and makes this defense, the second they take their eyes off the read, if they guess wrong, that's where the big plays come and complement of it.
And he'll be near the first down marker. It's called a gain of 3, but a short yardage situation coming up on 3rd down.
That's a gain of 4.
And he has been a handful to deal with throughout this entire contest, Mike, and they came into the game saying we want to impose our will on the defense, and that's exactly what they've been able to do.
They'll go with the sneak. He will have a Giants first down. At least it appears that way. Didn't get it by much, but yes, They do get the conversion on 3rd and 1.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Dart gonna fake the give and hold on to it. And he's gonna be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line. A gain there of 24 yards. 1st down, Giants.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
And this is really an area, Mike, that he excels in. He makes the right decision to keep the ball himself, and then when he hits the hole, he doesn't stop until he picks up the 1st down.
This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up 2nd down.
He decides to go with this safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. This one not quite on target. Too much. That one falls incomplete.
So there's a sense of urgency with these RPOs, especially in the NFL game, because your linemen, they're thinking it's a run, so you can't allow them to get downfield. So that's where this quick decision-making from the quarterback is so critical, and the timing of this one just wasn't quite right and falls incomplete.
Out of the gun, 3rd down. It's Dart. He has Hyatt complete. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the 1st down marker. A field goal, no gimme from this distance. They'll go on 4th down. They'll indeed go for it, and it's Dart. Now he'll air this one out deep for Hyatt. And that is not going to work. It is incomplete. They go for it on 4th and wind up turning it over on down. The Commanders' offense trotting back out for their 1st involvement of this 2nd half. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. Start the drive with Krosky Merritt. He'll work forward for a couple. That's Dexter Lawrence in for the tackle.
He's brought down at the 37-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and
8. 2nd down and 8. The motion man here is McClure. And no place to go. He's hit and taken down behind the line.
Taken down back at the
With how fast they were all over that play, you almost wonder, Mike, was there a pre-snap tell? Did they know that play was coming? Because I'll tell you, that defense was on it from the start.
They come to the line needing 11 here on 3rd down. He'll try to run for it. Taking advantage of the room to run, a gain of 19 on the scramble.
A gain of 19 yards. That's good for a Commanders 1st
The defensive line has to do a better job of contain rushing, especially on 3rd down. Like, you can't rush one-on-one. You have to rush as a unit. Keep the quarterback in the pocket, and when you let him get loose, this is what's going to happen.
Run over center, and that's Krosky Merritt. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
2nd and 10. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him. Brian Burns in for the sack. It is a loss of 8, and now it's 3rd down.
And it looked like that zone coverage had his head a little bit spinning there, Mike. I'm not sure he got a real clear picture of what the defense was giving him, and as a result, he holds the ball a little bit longer than he would have liked, and the defense is able to get home.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. They'll throw out of the gun, and that is incomplete.
Intended for Jalen Lane.
Dropping a catchable ball is one of the worst feelings. It feels like the entire stadium is laughing at you, and all I know is, firsthand, you just want to get another opportunity to put that one behind you.
The Commanders about to send this one away. They'll take this in back at the 16. And it'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The Giants offense getting set to get back to work. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. Throwing, Dart. He's got his man, Wan'Dale Robinson. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 29-yard line.
From the 29, here's 2nd and 4. On the ground, here's Tracy. And he'll get past the marker. So he's got a 1st down on that gain of 5.
A gain of 6.
So anytime you're trying to defend one of these bigger backs in the league, Mike, the key you're going to hear every defensive coach preach is we've got to get penetration and we've got to stop his feet before he hits the line of scrimmage. If these backs are able to get a full head of steam downhill at or past the line of scrimmage, there's going to be broken tackles, there's going to be yards after contact, and that's what we saw here.
And he'll force his way forward, maybe a yard. 2nd down coming up.
So, Mike, this is a great example and a great moment to bring up why it's so important for these offenses to make everything look the same. Formationally, pre-snap movement, because the second that motion looks like a jet motion and he's going to get the ball as opposed to a traditional motion, these defenses are so in tune with all those little differences, they know it's coming and there's not going to be a lot of gain.
And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line. First time they've looked his way all game long. But he comes through with the grab and a 1st down. On the handoff, here comes Tracy. And it takes a little bit of snow to make things slippery out here. He'll get forward for only a yard.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the Commanders' 45-yard line.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 8. On play action, it is Dart. And he'll just bite the bullet and throw this one away. That was a good idea. Didn't force anything there. But now it's going to bring up 3rd down.
8 yards to go.
So I really like the decision, Mike. This is a rookie quarterback making more veteran decisions, and I think in his growth process this early on in his career, those are really good signs, because how often do we see these rookies still think they're back in college, they're the best player on the field, and they can make every throw, even if it's not there. You're not going to get away with that consistently in the NFL. Throw it away. Really nice job here by the young quarterback. It's pretty remarkable at this stage, Mike, that they're even winning this game. I mean, anytime a quarterback is completing less than 50% of his throws, you just don't see that very often, and it just seems like time and time again, this quarterback and his intended targets, they're just not on the same page.
And this is going to work out for him. Out of bounds, and they'll mark it inside the 10. The Commanders offense ready to take over possession of the football. They'll have a long field ahead of them as they start 1st and 10. In motion is Brown. On first down, Krosky Merritt has it, and he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
We don't give these big guys enough credit, like just how fast these defensive tackles really are. Here he uses his speed to break through, take the back down for a loss.
He'll drop to throw. A quick slant on the money to McLaurin. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
17, Terry McLaurin. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Here now, 3rd and 5. Incomplete, but a penalty flag comes in. That might make this a first down.
Automatic first down.
Now they'll run option left to the short side of the field. And he's going to be taken down at the 37. A gain there of 16 yards. First down, Washington.
Nice job by them getting the back to the perimeter. Then he's able to get outside, stick his foot in the ground, and then get vertical. Right down the numbers. Those are the type of runs this offense wants to see more of going forward.
On the zone read, Krosky Merritt. A nice pickup, moving it across the 40. We'll give him 6 on that play.
Taken down at the 43-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
From the 43, it's 2nd and 3. And run play here for McNichols. And he'll be close to a first down. A gain of a couple as they mark him just short.
That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 1.
3rd and a yard. They'll try to sneak it here. And they've got it. Going to pick up the first down there. Right around midfield.
A gain of 3 yards. And the Commanders' first down. It's a gain of 3. And the Washington first down.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. And a run. Here's Krosky Merritt. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. A gain there of 15. Good for a Commander's first down.
Washington first down.
It's not just the blockers creating yards for him out there. He created most of that yardage on his own, shrugging off the initial tackle attempt and continuing to rumble downfield.
A zone read here, and he's going to keep this himself. And they'll finally run him down, but not before he takes it inside the 15. A gain there of 21. First down, Washington.
Washington Commanders first down. 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
So, points at a premium. Defensive battle so far as we are through 3. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Fourth quarter begins on the ground. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
This is pretty impressive from the big guy in the middle, Mike. I mean, typically we see these guys make most of their plays on the interior of the defense. They're big bodies, they're run stuffers. But look at the athleticism here as he's able to get outside the numbers and make the tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Now quick throw taken in by Brown. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down.
3-yard gain on the play. Brings up third down.
That one too far out in front. It is incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
And this one, right down the middle. It's good. Well, every bit helps as they draw just a little bit closer. Booty comes back on the field after making the field goal. He's set to kick off. Olszewski now to return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Giants offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And it's hard to believe you can run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, the stats. It has all been on display throughout. They'll go to the ground, and here's Tracy on first down. And tough for defenders as well to get leverage and get their hands on him. Taken down after a gain of 4.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 5. On the ground, it's right back to Tracy. He kept waiting for that cutback lane to develop. It never did. He's tackled right at the line of scrimmage.
Well, that second down play call is not real fancy, but at this point, Mike, they are in a battle with the clock. How much time can they run off and try to protect this lead? But now it brings up a pretty interesting third down. Can they keep the ball and finish this thing on offense, or are they going to have to punt it away and have their defense finish the game?
He'll let it fly. Deep ball for Slayton. And that is incomplete. Darius Slayton was the intended receiver. And now it's 4th down.
They're trying to take the top off the defense, make them feel that vertical threat, and soften everything up. Wasn't a ton of separation downfield, at least not what they would have preferred, and ends it up being a wasted down.
That is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. Here comes the Washington offense now. They get set to take over. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. That's thrown right side, but incomplete.
One of those plays where you like the idea, you just don't like the execution. I didn't feel the quarterback was overly comfortable in the pocket. Footwork a little bit sloppy. All of a sudden now the pass is a little less accurate, and an opportunity for a big shot, you end up falling short.
Back to the air once more on 2nd down. That's over the middle, but it's incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, Hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
Big play coming up. This is third down. He's got a man. It's McLaurin. And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45.
And a Washington
A gain of 21 on that pass play. Good for a Commander's first down.
Washington.
And how about the poise of this quarterback? You find yourself down here late in the fourth quarter, Mike, facing a tough third down. You've got to have it. But you know what? He calls the play, he breaks the huddle. He's like, you know what, Coach? I got it. That's a big-time throw to now keep this drive alive as they go down looking for that go-ahead touchdown.
Nice chunk here in this good-looking drive. Pickup of 14 and a first down.
Mike, the old adage, you run to set up the pass. This modern offense nowadays, we're starting to see that flipped upside down on its head. Typically, the success of the passing game is what allows teams to have success like this.
And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. He's done it again, back-to-back good runs. 19 this time, and another first down.
For that play to work, Mike, you have to distort the defensive line at the point of attack. And what that means is the offensive lineman, you need one of them to win their block. Move the defender out of his gap. Because when you do, you can see there is a nice run lane for the back to hit.
And they'll have first and goal. He is down inside the 10-yard line.
That's good for a
One of the key factors for having success in the run game, Mike, is winning at the point of attack. And what that means is every play, the linemen and all the blockers, they understand where the back is going to start and then where the back could end up. And having a good understanding of that and how it pertains to the defense is how you gain your advantage to have big plays like this.
He slowed up quickly as he gets this down to the 6.
They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You can see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short game.
Now they'll set up to throw. He'll run again, and he will get into the end zone. Marcus Mariota. Touchdown, Washington. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
Now this, an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. He gets it to go, and the Commanders go up by a field goal as they lead it by 3.
Giants 10.
So now playing with the lead after that fourth quarter touchdown, time to kick it back the other way. He fields it at the 8. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. Here's the Giants offense. Now they get set to take over once more. To throw, it's Dart on 1st and 10. That one, it's on target, but it goes as an incompletion. Looked like he had that one in his grasp, but unable to hold on, and it will be 2nd down.
I feel like their quarterback, for the most part, has looked pretty solid. I mean, it's everybody else that seems to have let him down with the drop balls and the mistakes. That's really what's killing these drives.
A run here with Tracy on second down. And he finds some daylight. Up past the 35-yard line. A pickup of 7.
That's a gain of 8.
At this point, we're going to need 2 hands to count for how many yards he's averaged in this one, Mike. But unfortunately, it just hasn't been enough to overcome the deficit here at this stage of the game.
On third down, they'll run with Tracy. Pickup of 11 yards on that one. That's good for a Giants first down.
Nothing real fancy about this call here, Mike, right? In this 3rd and short, just get the ball to your running back, make sure he has enough space to pick up the first down, and they're able to convert.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They'll run again. It's Tracy again. This time they're ready for it. Room to run the last snap, not this one. They stop him for no gain.
We've seen this back have his way with this defense all game long, Mike. He's up over 100 yards for the game, but this time the defense said, we've had enough. They sold out to stop him. They hold him to no gain.
He'll run with Tracy. No dice there. He is met and tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, the defense gets a rare win. We've seen this ball carrier have his way on the ground pretty much all day today, Mike, and give credit to the defense. They were able to get back in the backfield with some penetration and bring them down for a loss.
They need one right now. 3rd and long. Now he'll air this one out deep for Hyatt. That is incomplete. Well read that time defensively, making it difficult downfield, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
This secondary, I mean, they just continue to impress me this entire game, Mike. I mean, it just feels like every ball is contested. Even the ones that are complete, those windows are tight. In this case, a really nice job knocking the ball away, and I just can't say enough about how hard these guys compete on every play.
The Commanders' offense headed back out, along with the guy who goes by Bill, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. And he has been the focal point of this offense. When you get a performance like this, you can almost invariably know the offensive line's been stellar, and they have been so far. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
Yeah, so this just really comes down to really good defense. You can tell the quarterbacks target something downfield, and when they take that away, typically there's something underneath, but they had all levels of the coverage accounted for, and that was a really nice job.
Back to the air again on 2nd and 10. That's over the middle, complete to Browns. And they'll mark them down up beyond the 30. It's a pickup of 12. First down, Washington.
And the Commanders' first down.
They'll run with Krosky-Merritt. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
Behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 30-yard line.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. The motion man here is McClure. They will not get this one off. It'll be a delay of game.
Offense. Still 2nd down.
They'll look to throw. That one down the field, but they cannot connect, and it's incomplete.
Just a little bit too much juice on that one, and you just can't throw the ball out of bounds. Give your receiver a chance to go up and compete for the ball, but when you miss that far wide, he's got no shot.
This crowd into it now as we get to third down. He bought as much time as he could, but he will finally be taken down.
This guy's like a man amongst boys right now out here, Mike, and you just don't see these sort of dominant performances on the NFL level very often. I mean, whether they got to double team him or keep sliding the protection to him, I don't care what they got to do. Someone has to block this guy because he's completely destroying the entire game.
The Commanders set to kick this one away as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth quarter lead. And he's going to make a fair catch just beyond his own 40-yard line. The Giants offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. Looking to run, and that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 42-yard line.
On second down, Dart. This one is inbounds, but not a whole lot out of it. He just gets back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more.
Sometimes it's easy for a defense to lose track of a running back, especially when he leaks out from the backfield, but not the case here. They kept eyes on him the whole time, comes in, makes a sure tackle, and drops him for a loss.
Now a shotgun. It's Dart. It's caught. It's Robinson. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up fourth down. The Giants sending out their punter. They forced a punt, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This turns out to be a solid return. They finally get him to the ground. The Commanders' offense headed back out, along with the guy who goes by Bill, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. They'll motion over Samuel. On play action, he'll set up to throw. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up 2nd down.
And once he got his head around, he realized he was in danger. I mean, luckily, he was able to get rid of that ball before it turned into a negative play.
He'll look to throw. He is hit before he can get rid of it, and down he goes. And the Giants here will use the first of their timeouts. Talk things over before third down. will bring us to the 2-minute warning. And now the punching unit will come on. As this drive went backwards, he's on to kick it away. Ball security a must in these conditions. Fair catch called for and taken without issue. The Giants offense ready to get back at it. This is 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. That's to Robinson. He's got it. He's going to be out of bounds inside the 40-yard line.
It's a gain of
Can't ask for much more. 22 yards on the first play of the drive.
First down.
And now we're at the point of the game, Mike, where someone has to step up and make a play. It's exactly what this quarterback and his receiver did. It gives them now a fresh set of downs and a chance to go down and make this game very interesting.
They'll run here. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
He was taken down by Bobby Wagner. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 38-yard line.
Here's 2nd down. Operating from the gun, it's Dart. He'll step up and run, and he'll avoid the contact, sliding down, pick up 6, and it'll be 3rd down.
Take a look at his eyes. You can see the quarterback clearly going through all of his progressions, and he's quick to realize there's nowhere to go with this ball. He makes the right decision and gets out of there, picks up some good yardage, and gets down on the ground.
And he's going to have the 1st down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going.
Mike, I think we make so much of all these fancy routes, right? The selling, the head fakes, getting in and out of the break. And while that's really important to create separation, that's really more of a man beater. That's when teams want to just play you one-on-one and you have to beat the defender. Against zone defense, like we saw here, it's a lot more simpler. Understand the concept of the play, understand where the holes in the defense are, and get there and be friendly to the quarterback. And if you're open, stay open. That's NFL route running. That's what the best guys do.
Final minute, 1 timeout remaining, and it's 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Ooh. Tough running there in the red zone. He did not want to go down. And he picks up the 1st down. It'll be 1st and goal.
That's another Giants 1st down. 1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
Gun, here comes Dart. And this is a touchdown. They were not going to be denied, and they have taken the lead here in the final minute of play. Initially looking to throw it for the touchdown, couldn't find anything, so Greggy takes care of business himself, using his legs for the touchdown.
Well, it was clear early on, Mike, that this defense was expecting the pass, and after matching all the receivers in the end zone, this quarterback realized quickly it was his legs that he was going to need to rely on to get the ball across the goal line.
Commanders 13.
So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive.
26-yard line.
The Commanders' offense ready to take over once more. They'll come up for 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. Over the middle, he's got McLaurin. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. The Commanders will signal for the first of their timeouts. And they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. Two timeouts, still in their back pocket. It's 1st and 10. Throwing now from the gun. That is incomplete, so the task gets more difficult. Time for maybe 2 plays. That's it.
Seems like there was some miscommunication that time. They clearly weren't on the same page. That's something that they've got to get on the sideline and get corrected as soon as possible, because I think they just missed out on what could have been a big play.
On target, got it to McLaurin. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Now 4 seconds left, and we get a timeout call.
And these are the moments in the game, Mike, where you need your best players to come through and make their presence felt. And that's exactly what he does there. Picks up a nice reception, good chunk of yards, and they keep their hopes alive.
Here's 1st down. Here we go. One final play. He'll take a shot here, back to the end zone. And that is incomplete. They took the end zone shot of the final play. It's a heartbreaking finish, and this one will come to an end. So it's a win for the men in blue. The Giants get it done. They get it done to the delight of this crowd. We saw a snowball or two launched in jubilation as time expired. Now these fans, we have to battle the roadways. Safe getting home, folks, but sure it was worth it after a home victory. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Giants are winners as we say so long from MetLife Stadium.